our series of podcasts in the subject of energy, today we have a very special subject of investments in decarbonization. The world is moving towards decarbonized world, and many energy companies have taken up this challenge upon themselves to help this carbon constrained world to move to a greener future. Welcome, Mr. Gupta. How are you doing?
Thank you, Deepak, for inviting me. Thanks.
So, if you permit me, I'll begin with saying, how do you think petroleum companies are taking up the responsibility of decarbonization?
So, if I look at it from a oil company's perspective, it's a two-pronged objective we have. One, of course, because we are transforming from oil to energy company. So we realize that our purpose is to supply the needs of the energy. Earlier it was oil, then came the gas. If tomorrow it is electricity, be it hydrogen, be it, will be everywhere. That's number one. Number two, both as a evolved corporate as well as within the overall context of Government of India's announcement regarding by 2070 country to be net zero, we can look at it from another perspective that when we are debating this issue within our own companies, issue was, is it a real big threat or is it a real big opportunity? Probably maybe 10 years, 20 years down the line. Initially it was challenging to articulate that we should be there right now. But eventually I think management understood that nobody can time when each of these ideas is going to become substantial opportunity or threat to our existing business. So it was decided that we will be making, though initially small foray, but small from oil company's perspective is still very substantial. We will build a skill set within company, we will build strategic alliances, we will identify the right technologies, and we'll understand the ecosystem in which these new emerging technologies are working. Only thing left would be scaling it up, right, which we have enough experience. So if it comes 2 years down the line, we are ready. If it comes 10 years down the line, we are ready.
IOC has technologies, operational experiences, but the energy transition is bringing to the fore new technologies, new ways of doing business, and in some cases it could also be new sectors for you to enter into. Do you partner with others?
Though, Deepak, we have one of the biggest R&D center in Indian Oil.
Yes.
And a wide variety of work we do. But we also realize that there are many bright minds outside Indian Oil. A lot of work is being done, and some of these areas are reasonably new to us. So Indian Oil management realized very clearly that we need to identify technology and the right partners.
Okay.
And we are agnostic to the geography, wherever that partner is. To be very specific, Indian Oil's almost all new strategic alliances in energy transition are global companies.
I see.
So starting from Lanzatech, US, third generation, Eleven Air, Fee Energy, Israel company. Then recently we formed joint venture with Sun Mobility, the Singapore-based company. Now we are working with Panasonic, Japanese company. So for us, it doesn't really matter which geography it is, wherever it is, but we realize that we also felt that it's the right time for strategic alliances. At the point of inflection, the choices will not be there. Today, India has credibility. We have choices to get the best possible partner, and that's what we have been doing. Bringing partners not only brings the technology, it also de-risks us because these are new areas. But one specific model, Deepak, we have been following is that besides forming a joint venture, we are also as a conscious decision investing in the parent company. Because these companies' strategic alliances are very well driven by the thought process of the founder company. So unless we don't sit in their board and don't understand which direction these companies are going, probably we'll be risking too much. Personally feel our bandwidth as management has expanded quite a lot because these many companies are not operating in the traditional oil and gas environment. They are cutting edge technologies. Many of the people are very young, bright. So for us as a public sector, there's a great learning to work with these companies.
Amazing. And how do these external companies find experience of investing in India?
I can tell you that not always very easy, because they are dealing with a very big company, then they are dealing with a public sector. But probably what we brought to the table was the corporate governance systems. In many of these companies, because they are startups or they are growing, didn't have. So they also appreciated, at times happily, at times not happily, but they realized that both of us are bringing certain complementary competencies on the table. So eventually, I think we could very well manage and successfully move ahead.
Interesting. Tell me one code I want to crack on this conversation. Most of the reports say that renewable energy investments are not viable yet. You are attracting partners to invest along with you in this new value chain. Where does the funding come from?
So couple of, I think, pathways are possible. One is that as an oil company, our balance sheets are very robust. And still, whatever amount we are investing in these emerging technologies are still a very marginal vis-a-vis the very large investment we do.
Right.
So very comfortably we can manage on our balance sheet. That's number one. Number two, because it's studying alliances, so financial responsibility is also shared. That also reduces our outgo. Third, today probably is other way around. All PE funds, banks, multi-rated agencies are looking for robust projects, and with oil companies behind as partners. So we never found that money in any way is a constraint. Fourthly, when need be, and if it needs heavy investment, eventually it will be moving from our traditional businesses to this. So we will be able to comfortably manage our finances as far as whatever this energy transition journey is there.
Mr. Gupta, thank you so very much for sharing your thoughts on this podcast.
Deepak, it's my pleasure that you invited me.